So jury selection is now underway for the case against an 18-year-old Carmelo Anthony, who has pleaded not guilty in the fatally stabbing of a 17-year-old Austin Metcalf at a Texas high school track meet last year. If convicted, he could face life in prison. Let's bring in Fox News contributor and criminal defense attorney Donna Rotunno. It's good to see you, my friend. So I've been trying to go through this case, and Texas laws obviously are different. And you grieve for this family. But looking at this case, this is going to be extremely complicated, right?
I think it is. So we're looking at this, and this is awful, obviously. You have these two young kids who, one, his life is over. He can never come back. And the other one who is on trial here that could potentially mean his life behind bars. And so it's very sad, it's senseless, and it's avoidable. This was an argument that took place. It should have never ended this way, but it did. And now it's up to the jury to decide whether or not Carmelo Anthony was justified in his use of force. Based on the facts I've seen, I'm not so sure that a self-defense is going to work here. I mean, here's a circumstance where you have two kids arguing, one trying to move one out of the way or move one from the area that they were in. I don't really think that rises to the level of force that would then say someone was justified to stab them with a deadly weapon. So I think this is going to be an interesting case. There's obviously a lot of emotion here. There's two sides that see this completely different ways, and it's going to be up to the jury to decide.
Yeah, and it's all going to be dependent on that one word, what is reasonable. And
Correct.
So as they're making that argument before the court, the jury is going to have to decide exactly that. I want to move on to this because I think it's stunning. So you got this guy who is accused of murdering a Chicago police officer. He's back in court, but we're also learning other violent suspects went missing using this county electronic monitoring program. These are these ankle bracelets. They put this guy on that. It's 246 missing defendants right now. 32% of them have been charged with violent crime. This is a huge problem in Chicago.
It is a huge problem, Lawrence, and there's a lot of layers to it. First of all, the Safety Act was put into place in October of 2023, I believe, and it has changed the cash bail system. It has done away with cash bail. So now courts have to do this analysis to determine whether or not someone should be held in custody without any conditions in place that would ensure them appearing back in court and ensure the safety of the community. So judges have made a decision that there are many people who don't have to be in custody but should be on a monitor. So initially, the program was working fairly well, but it was monitored by the Cook County Sheriff. The Sheriff's Office then decided they no longer wanted the responsibility. So what happened? The Office of the Chief Judge in Cook County took over the monitoring program. The problem is the Office of the Chief Judge does not have a law enforcement arm to enforce this monitor that they're putting on people. So they can monitor, they can find out somebody's missing, and then if they are, then what? Who's going after them? I mean, as we know, in the defund the police movement, there's not enough police officers on the street. You don't have the sheriff's office backing this up. This program no longer works the way it was intended, and now we have 246 people missing.
It's unbelievable. In many cases, these people are going missing 2 and 3 weeks before it even notifies the office that they are beyond the range. It's just terrible.
Well, and remember, Lawrence, the girl that was set on fire on the train in Chicago, that guy was also on a monitor. So this is a real problem. I mean, you know, if we're not paying attention to what's happening here, they should be in custody. So
true, Donna. To get more of Donna's commentary, be sure to listen to her new episodes on Donna's Crime and Justice podcast, wherever you get your favorite podcast. It's good to see you, my friend.
You too, Lawrence. Thank you.
All right, thanks for watching. Check out my new podcast, Hanging Out with me, Sean Hannity. The big interviews, the debates you won't get anywhere else. Like and subscribe for new episodes every Tuesday and Thursday.